Hello, everyone. I'm Danny Payne. And at SWA died for something. It was one hell of an event. Now, I could probably go into some backstory of how I ended up here. Well, that's really irrelevant because there's certain people saying certain things that I honestly can't let go unchecked. So while they're all in Detroit fighting over titles and who owns the company, I'm sitting here in my house in Toronto, and I was going to leave well enough alone, but Mr. Ferrera's announcement the other night struck a chord, talking about how Adam fought valiantly and professionally and all this other stuff. Mr. Ferrera, I was the guy who took the majority of the punishment that night. I took the sledgehammer. I fought outnumbered and gave it everything I had. Sure, I was hired to make sure that Money Mike didn't walk away that night with the title. And yes, I may have failed my mission, but I gave it everything I have. And for you to say that Adam was the valiant one, well, it just goes to show how little you actually know. And you, Gumpzilla, well, more like Chumpzilla. Making nice with Money Mike after the match. And now you're, I guess, going to war against Mr. Ferrera. But speaking of Mr. Ferrera, let me remind you of the events of that night. After the match, after you did your little thing in the ring with Gump and Money Mike, like everything was okay, I saw you at the curtain staring up at the ring, and that was a look that any wrestler has seen before. You want that belt for yourself, don't you? And you know what? That's fine. Have all the ambitions you want. But understand something. 2 hours after the event, you called my phone, berated me about me failing the mission that you paid me for. Talking about, oh, well, why did I hire you? And I was just trying to save your career. Well, I don't need friends like you. I don't need any friends at SWA. Because when it's all said and done, I'm going to leave a path of destruction everywhere I go. You see, why all of them got trained in Detroit, and they learned their craft, why they were getting their dollar store equivalent of a wrestling training, I was trained in Calgary, Alberta, Canada by the Great Hart family. I cut my teeth in Stampede. And yeah, I might have bounced around a lot too in my career over the last 20 years, but I'll tell you this much. I never stopped. So Gumpzilla, all I got to say to you is, don't blame me for your shortcoming. You're a terrible wrestler. You're nothing more than a dollar store Andre the Giant. And you, Money Mike, I got to give credit where it's due. We gave you all you could handle that night, and you still came out on top. I'm going to give you all the credit in the world for that, but understand this. One day we're going to cross paths. And I don't care if you have that belt or not. But I'm going to show you what a real beating looks like. And you, Adam, well, I don't care how much Mr. Ferrera says that you fought valiantly and all this other stuff. You're the one that put in the least amount of work that night. So, members of the SWA, the Shore Wrestling Alliance, you haven't seen the last of me. Because I have a contract for the rest of the year. In that contract, there are clauses that my lawyers have told me not to talk about yet. But they will come to light. And when it does, well, I was just going to say Mr. Ferrera isn't going to be very happy about him or his lawyers writing up a contract that they obviously didn't know what they were getting themselves into. But I will see you again. And when I do, you're going to feel the pain.